we really attract what we pay attention to.
You're listening to Overwhelmed Working Woman, the podcast that helps you be more calm and more productive by doing less. I'm your host, Michelle Gauthier, a former overwhelmed working woman and current life coach. On this show, we unpack the stress and pressure that today's working woman experiences. And in each episode, you'll get a strategy to bring more calm, ease, and relaxation to your life.
Hello, friend. In the spirit of it being a new year and vision boards and much talk about manifesting, I want to share a quick tip with you for how to manifest something, anything that you want in your life. If you roll your eyes at the idea of manifesting and the idea that you can just think about something and you can have it in your life, that is fine. It's okay if you think that. Just stick with me and trust me. I'm going to tell you how to think about manifestation, why it works, and give you one cool trick that you can try. So my car has been in the shop. It's got something wrong with it. And so I've had a loaner car for 2 weeks now, a long time. The car is nothing special that would necessarily catch your eye. It's just a small silver SUV. And so the other day, my daughter pointed out, as we were going through a drive-thru to get coffee, she pointed out to me a matching SUV to this loaner car that we have. And she said, "Why do I see those everywhere we go now?" And I said, "I will tell you exactly why you see those everywhere we go right now if you really want to know. Because guess what? My kids don't think it's cool that I'm a life coach and I'm into these kinds of things." And she's like, "Yeah, seriously, tell me why." So here's what I explained to her and what I also want to explain to you. Here's why we keep seeing this car that we have been driving for 2 weeks. It's because of our reticular activating system, or the RAS, which is a part of our brain that acts as a filter for information. This part of our brain filters the millions of pieces of stimuli and information that we get in a day and decides which ones are important enough for us to focus on. So, for example, once we had this car and we would be walking out of somewhere and in the parking lot and looking for our particular car, both of our brains decided, oh, okay, that is something that should come to consciousness when you see that car. So we have been driving past probably the exact same amount of silver medium-sized SUVs, but now that we have one, or we temporarily have one, we keep noticing it and seeing it everywhere we go. And it's not because there are more in the world, it's because our brain was trained to look for that and to pay attention to that. And so she was like, "Okay, well, that's kind of interesting." I said, "Just pick a thing that you want to see and you want to come into your consciousness in the next day or two. It can be anything." So she's thinking about it in the car and we're kind of going back and forth on a couple of things. She's like, "Okay, this is so random, but gnomes. I want to see a gnome." I'm like, "Okay, perfect. Done. You put the message in, you will definitely see a gnome." And this was on Sunday. And later that night, she was playing some game that she plays on her phone. I don't even know what the game is. And she got a new character that she didn't get to pick, and it just popped up and it was a gnome. She's like, "Mom, there was a gnome. I totally manifested a gnome." But I think based on the explanation that I just gave you, it makes so much sense because she could have had that same thing happen. But if she wasn't looking for a gnome, that gnome would have still popped up, but it just wouldn't have meant anything to her. Okay, so maybe being able to attract a gnome into your life via a video game is like, yeah, so what? Who cares? But I think it's just an important reminder to us that we really attract what we pay attention to. So if you translate that, the idea of looking for a gnome, into looking for a great relationship, or looking for calm, or looking for clients, or looking for any opportunity that you want in your life, it simply cannot hurt to bring that idea to consciousness. It probably will not be a surprise to you that I love vision boards and that I'm very into manifesting. And I'm going to do more on this topic. I'm going to actually share with you how to create a vision board in case you want to make one for this year, and tell you exactly what's on mine. And then I'm going to schedule an episode on my calendar to give you updates on how often these things are coming true and in what form they come true. So in order for you to get on this journey with me, to open the idea that manifesting is possible, I want you to choose your own thing. Is it a gnome? Is yours seeing a cardinal? It can be literally anything you want, something so random, something that you might not even see at this time of the year. My friend Susan Hyatt, who's also a coach, tells a story about how she was very skeptical about manifesting. And so she was doing a course in the summer and the teacher was encouraging them to pick something, and she picked a fruit cake, thinking there's no way I'm going to see a fruit cake in the middle of summer. And on her flight on the way home, she was reading one of those in-flight magazines that has like every random gift in them. Do they even still have those magazines now that I think about it? But you know what I'm talking about. They used to have all this cool stuff in them. And one of the things that they had that you could order was a fruitcake. And she was like, okay, I'm sold. I saw fruitcake 2 days after thinking of it in the middle of July. That kind of stuff just happens all the time. So pick your fruitcake, pick your gnome, and send me a message when you see it. I can't wait to hear. And we will continue in this journey of learning how to manifest, because if the universe wants to give you and show you everything you want, why not place an order?
Thank you for listening to the Overwhelmed Working Woman podcast. If you want to learn more about my work, head over to my website at michellegothier.com. See you next week.